Hello students, I am Preeta Prasid. Welcome to the topic of database system architectures part 2. Last video we discussed about different architectures like centralized database system, distributed database system and parallel database system, the advantages of centralized database system and the drawbacks and the need of parallel processing and the advantages of distributed database management system. So in this video I am going to explain about the tier architectures, that is 1 tier, 2 tier and 3 tier, and web services. Web-based system significance of tiers. N-tier architecture have same components, that is presentation, business logic and data. N-tier architectures try to separate the components into different tiers or layers. That is, the tier means physical separation and layer means its logical separation. In one tier architecture, all three layers are on the same machine. So here in this image you can see that is presentation logic, business logic, data access logic and database. So everything is in same layer. So the scalability will be single processor means hard to increase volume of processing, and the portability, that is moving a new machine may mean rewriting everything, and maintenance in one tier architecture, if we are changing one layer, so we have to, it is dependent on all other layers, it is all on the same machine, so we have to change the other layers as well. Two tier architecture, that is, here the data logic is separated from the business and presentation. So that is the first layer, presentation logic and business logic is in same, and the data layer, it is separated, it is in the server. So database runs on server, separated from client, easy to switch to the different database. Presentation and logic layer still tightly connected, and heavy load on the server, potential congestion on network. Presentation still tied to the business logic, that is, the presentation and business logic is tightly coupled and the data layer is separated. So the entire data layer management can be done separately, but still the problem is presentation and the logic is still tightly coupled. Three tier architecture, so here the each layer can potentially run on a different machine. So the image itself, it's explaining, that is, the client, the presentation layer and the presentation logic is there, and the business logic on the business layer, and the data layer is separated, that is, the database is separated. We can have the business logic and data access logic on the server, that is application server, and DB server, the database will be there. So the client, application server and the database server. So three tier architecture provide many benefits for the production and development environment by modularizing UI, business logic and data storage. So it allows the specific part of the application independent of the other parts. So if we have to modify something on the presentation logic, we don't have to depend on the application server and the DB server. The same with the others as well. So now web services. So what is a web service? So simply we can say the web service, it is the service available over the internet. So in other ways, that is, it is any piece of software that makes itself available over the internet and uses standardized XML messaging system. So generally there are two types of web services, that is, one will be SOAP based, that is simple object access protocol, and the another is REST based. Nowadays all companies are switching their web services from the SOAP based to REST based. REST means, that is, representational state transfer. So in this slide you can see the parts or the components inside the web services, that is extensible markup language, simple object access protocol for the communication, and web service description language, and UDDI, that is the registry, universal description discovery and integration, that is the full form of UDDI. And UDDI, it is the registry where we can publish the web service. So UDDI is a specification for a distributed registry of web service, and UDDI uses WSDL to describe the interfaces to the web service. So what will be this web services? So what is the need of web services? For example, you may have experienced while using the website like Make My Trip. So you may have searching for the different flights. So what is happening if you are searching the flights from Mumbai to Delhi? So if you are just giving Mumbai to Delhi flights on the search window, so what is happening, you can see the different company flights displayed over there in Make My Trip. So different company data as per the seat availability showing over there. So how is it possible? So it's possible through the web services. So here the components are explained over here. And what is XML? So you all are knowing about XML, that is it is extensible markup language. Actually it don't have any particular structure, but here XML is used to incorporate the information in meaningful way. And what is WSDL? It is the web service description language. It works as the help desk. It describing the details of the web services. It means it will be explaining what the web service will be. And Universal Description Discovery and Integration, that is UDDI, that is the service registry where all the service providers publish the web services and the consumer can query and get hold of the WSDL. It means it will be difficult for the applications to access the URL of the web services. So where they can access, they will be checking the UDDI and they will be acquiring the WSDL of the web services for processing. And the another, it is SOAP. So SOAP, it is the Simple Object Access Protocol. It is like the query or communication during the transfer of data. It is a protocol used for the communication or the transfer of the data. So here you can see the image, that is web service, and it is in different languages. It means it is platform independent. That is, you can create a web service in any of the programming languages available. That is, here it's shown PHP, C, Java and .NET, and any of the application irrespective of the programming language, it can call the web service. So here it is the key features of web services. It is platform independent and it is designed to leverage the existing technologies and interoperable across disparate programming languages. So this is the image representation of how the web services are consumed. So here that is the client, the consumer is requesting for the web service and the web services should be given by the web service provider. So here client is requesting, so it may be from the web service, it can access from the SOAP XML request response. And request response you are already knowing, that is for every request from the URL, the processing will be done on the server side or the application server, and we will be getting the response as a data. So here the web services, the arrow is going to the WSDL, that is UDDI registry. It means in whatever the language we are making the web service, it will be published under the UDDI registry and WSDL will be available over there. So the client will be requesting the WSDL from the UDDI registry. So the client, the service requester, will be getting the WSDL, and through the WSDL and from the web service through the protocol, that is SOAP, it will be getting the XML response. So here it is explained about the Simple Object Access Protocol. So it is used to exchange. So SOAP, it will be working over the HTTP, that is used to exchange message via HTTP, SMTP and Session Initiation Protocol for Internet Telephony, SIP. So originally designed for RPC and works through the firewalls on port 80, and it is SOAP is character based, so it is easy to encrypt and decrypt, thus easy to secure, and inefficient due to character, not binary data and large headers. And the another is does not describe bidirectional or end party interaction. So this is the example of SOAP message, that is the SOAP request and response. So here in first it is shown the SOAP request, another it will be the SOAP response. So what is this SOAP request and response? So in this you can see, that is the content is given, the content length is there, and the SOAP action, that is the URL is given, and here it is XML version. You can see after the green color, you can see XML version 1.0. It is having the envelope. right? You can see env colon envelope, and after that you can see env colon body, right? And one more thing is there, for the soap there are three components. The first will be the envelope, and the another will be header, and the third will be the body. That is the structure is there. So envelope, that is the root element of the soap message. Like if you are creating the html page, the root element will be the html. After that you can have the header, it will be the optional, and inside that you can have the body part, that is the content part. So like similar to that, here envelope, it is the root element of the soap request, soap response, and inside that header, it is not given over here, and because it is optional, in header you can specify the detail about the web service, and body actual contents of the web request. So here you can see that is the get, temp, and some of the url is given, and city, when the parameters are also included in the body part. And now see the soap response. So here soap response, here again that is the envelope, then after that it is the response. Here for every request there will be a response, right? So here inside the envelope the header is not given, it is optional, and here the body part, so as per the request, the response which is to be delivered to the consumer, the response is given over here, right? So that's about the web services. Thank you.